The Chaos Agent's new target. The only good thing about being an orphan, no one tells you what to do. My name's Roxy, and yeah, I grew up in the system. But forget the Dickensian gloom, I was less little orphan Annie and more Loki with a lanyard. I lived for the thrill of breaking every house rule and executing the perfect prank, like when I was 7 and swapped out the kitchen sugar for salt. The horrified faces when Mrs. Gable poured a sweetener into her coffee. Priceless. My antics were legendary or terrifying, depending on who you asked. The other kids swore that if you whispered my name in the rec room at midnight, the lights would flicker. Roxy, Roxy, Roxy. You rang? I deadpan, appearing out of the shadows. Ah, the boogeyman's sister. Close. You don't have a sister, dingus. You're an orphan. The rotating door of social workers and counselors tried their best. Hi, Roxy. I'm Mr. Henderson. I'm here to help you navigate your feelings. But it never stuck. That kid is pure mayhem, one of them once muttered, right before he quit. She's the adversary's apprentice. Sweet. I'm putting that on my resume, I thought. The great escape and the lame parents over the years, a few hopeful couples floated through, eager to adopt. But the meet and greets usually ended with a hasty retreat. What? It's just ketchup mixed with food coloring. Kidding. It's actual pig blood. Just a little. I got tired of the constant flow of, we want to give you a better life types, so I logged into the state's foster care portal and updated my file myself. Status: adopted, do not disturb. It worked like a charm. I was holding out for my real parents. I imagined them as something spectacular, maybe globe-trotting odd thieves, secret operatives, or legendary outlaws too dangerous and cool to settle down and raise a kid. The truth hit me like a bag of wet socks when I was 17. I was in the director's office replacing his blood pressure meds with gummy vitamins when a hidden safe behind a bookshelf caught my eye. My master lockpicking skills got it open in under a minute. Inside were the confidential files. Mine was thick, a chaotic scrapbook of complaints, disciplinary reports, and newspaper clippings detailing my various escapades. Then, buried deep, I found an old intake form under the biological parents heading. Sarah and Gary Coleman. They weren't exactly Bond villains, but they were there, complete with an address that night. I ghosted the orphanage, file tucked away. After a few days of hitchhiking and borrowing some wheels, I pulled up to the address. It was peak suburbia, a beige house, meticulously manicured lawn, and a minivan. My stomach dropped. The front door opened, and they stepped out. A woman with a sensible bob and a man who looked like he spent his weekends alphabetizing his garage. Don't forget our Coleman commemoration tonight, the mom chirped. Wouldn't miss it, honey. You, me, take-out tacos, and a documentary about tax law, the dad responded with unsettling enthusiasm. I wanted to barf. Then, a girl, maybe 13, bounced out, all enthusiasm and a sparkly dolphin-themed backpack. My half-sister. Ugh, commemoration night. See you at 7, Mom. Hopefully, my breakup with Leo is fast. Wait, who's Leo? The dad asked. The weird wart on your thumb, Dad. You're having him frozen off before dinner. I'm heading out and never looking back. Don't run from your stepmom, Skylar, the mom called after her. I watched the perfect, pathetic family drive away, a cold fury rising in my chest. Not only were they aggressively normal, but they kept this other kid. This Skylar. All this time, they were playing house while I was dodging cooties and peeling paint. I decided right then. I was going to nuke their perfect little world. The Trojan horse strategy. My target was Skylar. She was my ticket in. I tailed them to her middle school. The first step: infiltrate. I walked into the school like I owned the place. I found Skylar in the cafeteria, cornered by a beefy guy and his cronies. Hand over the dolphin bag, Sky Nerd, or are you gonna cry to your aquatic friends? It was a gift from the cosmos. I strutted over. Yo, lay off. They turned. Whoa, look at this stray. You get lost, freshman? Aw, bless your heart. Did you rehearse that burn in the mirror? Because it needs work. You look like a melted candle in a cheap tracksuit. The bully's crew snickered and his bravado deflated. What do you even want with a dolphin backpack? That's so cringe. It's for my little cousin. He loves marine life. The bully stammered. Sure. Well, you know what bullies and dolphins have in common? They both look better with a mouthful of whipped cream. I swiped a cream pie off a nearby tray and slammed it right into his face. The cafeteria went wild. The bully ran, a mess of dairy and tears. Skylar approached, eyes wide. You're a legend. I'm Skylar. I'm Roxanna Jaxx, best I could come up with on the fly. Nice to meet you, Roxanna Jaxx. That night, Skylar invited me over for Coleman commemoration. Perfect. But I couldn't show up looking like a runaway. My transformation wasn't a movie montage, it was a quick smash and grab at a department store and a 5-minute makeover in a gas station bathroom. I hated it. I looked like a community theater actress playing a wholesome high schooler. I rang the doorbell. Sarah and Gary opened the door, beaming. They welcomed me in with the suffocating warmth of people who had no idea they'd abandoned me 17 years ago. Their house was nice, annoyingly cozy. Dinner was a painful exercise in wholesome cringe. The wall of sky achievements chronicled every mediocre milestone Skylar had ever hit, and then they asked me to say grace. Thanks for the grub, whatever celestial being is out there. Shout out to the cook. Looks edible. Amen-ish. The questions rained down. Where are you from? What do your parents do? How long are you staying? I spun a masterful web of lies. My folks are in a traveling circus, big top acts, currently touring Southeast Asia. I'm a lone wolf. Staying for a year. I'm crashing in a busted apartment downtown. The bathroom's down the hall, and the hall possum is surprisingly friendly. They were instantly heartbroken. Oh, honey, you can't live like that. You're staying here with us until your parents get back. Please. Skylar would love it. Are you sure? I don't want to be a bother. Nonsense. You are family now. End of discussion. I almost wavered. They seemed genuinely kind. Then I remembered the cold records in my backpack. They dumped me. It would be my pleasure. I sweetly agreed. Step 1. Complete. I was in. Operation Implosion. I started small. Swapping the sugar and salt again, hiding the car keys, messing up their calendar with fake appointments. Then I leveled up. I accidentally let the neighbor's pet llama into Gary's home office. It devoured his entire annual budget report and spat on his laptop, but they were Teflon coated. My coffee is a little savory today, Gary. It's a bold new flavor. Maybe we're starting a trend. This report is destroyed. But maybe the universe is telling me to finally take a vacation. Thank you, mysterious hairy llama of fortune. They were infuriatingly optimistic. I realized small chaos wasn't enough. To truly destroy them, I had to target their weak spot. Skylar. I decided to forge their precious princess into a queen of carnage. Skylar was a straight A, polite, do-gooder who apologized to furniture, the perfect mark. Predictably, she was my biggest fan, ditching her sparkle lip gloss for my dark eyeliner and permanent scowl. Look, Roxanna Jaxx, I made us matching friendship necklaces. Cool. I'm allergic to silver and sentiment, but thanks. She was desperate to impress me. Like a poodle trying to learn kickboxing, I began to plant seeds of darkness. You know, you don't have to be a doormat. It's fine to say no. Also, Mom's famous broccoli casserole, it tastes like regret. She started small. Actually, Mom, your new air freshener smells like old cheese. When the world didn't end, she escalated. She was hitting peak teenage rebellion right on schedule. Eye-rolling, snapping at her parents, ditching homework. Her grades plummeted. The Colemans eventually noticed. Another F? Skylar? What's going on with you since Roxanna moved in? Oh, so it's her fault now? You two are just so perfect, right? We didn't say that, sweetie. Just drop it. Leave her alone. The villain origin story, I knew they were getting suspicious, so I performed a tactical pivot. I became the perfect daughter. Mr. Coleman, your collection of miniature gnome statues is truly inspiring. Mrs. Coleman, that floral dress is simply chef's kiss. Oh, you're the absolute sweetest, Roxanna Jaxx. Just calling it like I see it, Mrs. C. The parents apologized to me. Roxanna, we owe you an apology. We worried about your influence on Skylar. She's changed. It's just the teen drama, Mr. C hormones, peer pressure, probably some boy named Finn who plays the kazoo. But I don't want to cause any trouble. Maybe I should go back to my apartment. No, please stay. You've been nothing but kind and helpful. We were wrong. My plan was unstoppable, but I needed one final push to make Skylar a true agent of chaos. At lunch, a scrawny kid with thick glasses struggled past our table, balancing a massive stack of books. Push his chair. He's gonna wipe out. Skylar was torn, her conscience fighting her desire for my approval. But he'll fall. Exactly. Do it. or he sits here and talks about Dungeons and Dragons. Your call." She reached out and jerked the chair. The kid hit the floor with a loud thwack. Books, lunch, and dignity went flying. The whole place roared with laughter. Skylar was horrified, but then a tiny, triumphant smile broke through. People weren't laughing at her. They were laughing because of her. She had tasted the sweet nectar of mayhem. Her villain arc was complete. She skipped classes, her grades vanished, and her parents were practically setting up a cot in the principal's office. "They don't get you, Sky. They never will. Soon they'll ship you off to some military-style boarding school. You'll be locked in a gingham cage. They've always seen me as their flawless little doll. I followed the rules and got nothing. But you're fearless. I want to know what makes you tick. I want to be like you. You want to be me? Start by doing what I do. Blow it up." The confession. The next day, Gary took Skylar to his corporate office. Skylar, on my subtle suggestion, first triggered the fire alarms during the quiet hour. Then she hijacked the company's smart speaker during an all-hands meeting, blasting a loop of The Hamster Dance for 20 minutes. Later, she overheard the CEO ranting about massive layoffs. She recorded the whole brutal conversation and, using Gary's laptop, uploaded the audio to the company's internal server. Gary Coleman was escorted out by security, carrying a pathetic cardboard box. The job was done. That night, the Colemans sat in silence, defeated. I watched from the staircase. "What are we going to do, honey? That job was everything." "We'll be okay, Sarah. We always are." Victory was mine, yet it tasted like ash. I felt awful. My revenge had worked, but it hadn't felt sweet. Skylar, the real victim here, was collateral damage. I used her, and now her family was ruined. I went upstairs, dizzy with guilt, ready to confess everything. But Skylar's room was empty. Her backpack was gone and the window was open. "She ran away," I yelled, scrambling back down. The parents frantically searched. "Babe, check the garage. Jaxx, the upstairs again." "Oh, Gary, we can't lose her too." They stopped, a heavy silence dropping over the room. "Two? What are you talking about?" Gary sighed. "Skylar isn't our only daughter. We had another girl before her." "Don't do this now, Gary," Sarah pleaded, tears in her eyes. "What happened to her?" I whispered, heart pounding. "When we found out we were expecting her, we were kids. Our families disowned us. We were broke, living in a broken-down trailer. We couldn't afford a doctor when she got sick. We realized, if we truly loved her, we had to give her a chance at a better life. You took our girl to a state home and left her there," Sarah finished, sobbing. "We were always going to come back when we were stable. We saved for years, got a home, and then went back for her. But you didn't," I choked out. "You never came back for me." The single word, me, shattered their reality. Their faces went ashen. "Denise, our baby girl," Sarah gasped, stepping toward me. I held up my hand. "No, don't touch me. You abandoned me. You don't get a hug." "But we went back, honey. The system said you were adopted. They said, 'Do not disturb.' My own stupid prank played years ago was the reason." "Oopsie," I mumbled. "But you still gave up. We thought you had a new happy life, Denise. We didn't want to ruin it." "Do I look happy to you?" I yelled. I spun around. The chaos I craved was overwhelming me. "I can't do this right now. Don't follow me. I need to think." I ran out the door. The real family. The truth was a wrecking ball. I was ready to crawl back to the orphanage. But first, I had to find Skylar. I tore through her usual haunts, nothing. Then I remembered her words. "Maybe if I lived like you did, I'll finally stop feeling so weak." I grabbed a discarded scooter and raced to the orphanage. She couldn't have figured it out, could she? I found Skylar at the front desk, attempting to check in. "Look, my folks are on a tour, and I need a place to crash. Is this the place for, abandoned kids?" "Skylar, what the heck are you doing?" She turned. Denise. You know my real name? They just told me 5 minutes ago. Did you figure it out?" "Not at first," she admitted. "But your name? Roxanna Jaxx? Super sketchy. And you were way too interested in my parents, but I didn't know the truth until I found your file while tidying your room. And you didn't say anything? You knew about my whole ruin their lives thing?" "Yeah, I pieced it together. But why would I stop you? After reading that file, I realized you had every right to be mad. They screwed up, and they never even told me I had a sister." So you didn't go all evil because of me? Partly, I did want to impress you. You were bold, a total badass. I copied you because I wanted you to like me, but when I read what they did, I just got so mad at them. They deserved all the chaos. They were scared and young, they were struggling. And now you're justifying them, she challenged. They made a horrible choice, and so did I. I hurt them because I was mad, and I used you to do it. You were this sweet, dolphin-loving weirdo, and I turned you into, well, me. That's not being a sister, that's being a straight-up villain, and I'm genuinely sorry. I ended up here because of their mistake, and now you're here because of my stupid revenge. I confessed. I came here because I felt guilty. I had the perfect life, and you got stuck in this nightmare. You were all alone, Skylar said. I looked at her. No more anger. No more agenda. Well, I'm not alone anymore, and I don't want to be. I just want to be your big sister, if you'll still have me. Skylar didn't say a word. She just lunged forward and hugged me. A real, bone-crushing hug. And for the first time in my life, I felt like I was home. We called our parents. The reunion was a mess of snot. Apologies, more crying, and a very awkward family selfie taken by a bewildered orphanage attendant. Let's go home, Sarah said, her voice thick with love. I went to destroy a family, and instead, I found mine.